Have you ever sat in a meeting thinking, wow, people are saying a lot, but no one's actually saying anything? Yep. Welcome to corporate life. Most of these so-called power phrases sound like they were pulled from like 1998 business textbook. You know the ones. Let's circle back. Let's take this offline. Let's leverage our synergies. If you talk like that today, people don't think, wow, you're powerful. They think you're performing. Real leaders don't rely on buzzwords. They lead with clarity, with calm, with confidence. So today, we're cutting through the noise with 5 phrases that make you sound like a CEO without acting like one. These aren't corporate catchphrases. They're communication habits that get people to actually listen. And if you're new here, hit subscribe right now because every week we talk about how to lead with confidence, build trust, and handle the stuff that no one teaches you about management. If you're serious about growing as a leader, this is where you're going to get the tools. Okay, let's dive in. The first phrase that I find most effective, let me simplify this. This is a quiet flex. When a meeting gets messy, too many voices, too many what ifs, the most powerful person in the room is not the loudest one. It's the one who brings everyone back to the center. Let me simplify this is your reset button. It says, I'm not adding more noise. I'm bringing clarity. You're going to feel the energy shift the moment you say it. People stop scrolling through notes and they start paying attention. Then you give the headline, not a paragraph, just the truth. So an example would be, let me simplify this. The real goal isn't to fix the process, it's to fix the communication between teams. That one sentence can realign the entire room. I remember watching a product manager pull this off once. The meeting, chaos, marketing, design, ops, all talking over each other. She leaned in and said, let me simplify this. Our goal is speed to launch, not perfection. Instantly calm, instantly alignment. You don't have to raise your voice to lead. You just need to bring things back to clarity. The second phrase, what I need from you most is, this phrase cuts through the fog like a knife. I don't know who said fog and a knife, but anyways, you know the saying. I hope, unless I made that up. Anyway, most managers over-explain. They want to sound polite or flexible. So they say things like, could you maybe have something ready by Friday? If it works for you. That's not clarity. That's confusion, just nicely wrapped in kindness. Try this instead. What I need most from you is momentum by Friday. Even if it's not perfect, we just need to see some forward movement. Or, what I need most from you right now is a clear yes or no. Not another week of maybe. You're not being bossy, you're being specific. And specific feels good to people because they finally know what's expected. I worked with a manager who said this exact phrase to her team once. What I need from you this week is progress, not polish. Boom, they delivered early. Everyone felt lighter because clarity isn't harsh. It's actually, in my opinion, a form of respect. Phrase number 3 is, let's not let this drift. This one is a stabilizer. Projects drift, meetings spiral, and then priorities blur. So when you say, let's not let this drift, you're bringing the group back to momentum without pulling rank. It's calm, it's steady, and it sends a signal. We're not letting this slip through the cracks. Let's not let this drift. Let's make the call now and adjust later if we need to. See how simple that sounds? But it instantly changes the tone. People stop debating and they start to decide. Now, I've used this plenty of times myself, whether it's a new initiative or a messy Slack thread. That phrase re-anchors the team every frickin' time. It tells people, I'm not here for drama, I'm here for direction. And that kind of steadiness, that is what earns trust. Phrase number 4 is, phrase number 4 is, we're solving around the problem. Now this one, to me, this is like that next level leadership. Most teams love to stay busy. new templates, new dashboards, new processes. Processes. Anything that feels productive. But half the time, none of it touches the real issue. That's where you come in and you say, we're solving around the problem, not through it. And then the room is going to go quiet because everyone knows it's true. It's not about calling people out. It's about pulling focus back to what actually matters. I had a strategy session at OneClick where we'd spent an hour debating process updates. Finally, I said, we're kind of solving around the problem. The issue isn't tools, it's trust. Everything stopped. And that's when real conversations started. That's, in my opinion, that's what sharp leadership sounds like. Not more work, just better, focused work. Phrase number 5 is big brain thinking. If I say yes to this, what do I need to say no to? I mean, this one is pure CEO thinking. Most managers, myself included, will say yes to everything. And then we wonder why we are buried. Leaders protect their focus. If I say yes to this, what do I need to say no to? That one question is going to turn chaos into clarity. It forces you to think in trade-offs, not to-do lists. If I say yes to this extra project, what's going to get pushed? If I say yes to this meeting, what's going to get delayed? When you ask that out loud, it resets the culture. People stop piling on and they start prioritizing. I use this all the time when my team was overloaded at the airport. At first, it caught people off guard, but then they started doing it too. Meetings got shorter, work got sharper, and everyone finally had a little bit of breathing room. You're not being difficult when you ask this question. You're being strategic. And that, in my opinion, again, my opinion, is what modern authority looks like. Now, let's picture this. A new project drops on your desk. It's got a tight timeline, unclear expectations. Your team's looking at you for direction because you're the boss. Of course they're looking at you. You're going to walk in and you can say something like, let me simplify this. Or, what I need most from you right now is a draft, not perfection. Or you can say, listen, let's not let this drift. Here's what our next move is. You can also say, we're solving around the problem. Let's back up. Then you obviously, the big one, if we say yes to this, what gets paused? That is how you command a room without raising your voice. You don't need to sound like a boss. You need to sound like a leader that people trust, because authority isn't about sounding important. It's about giving people something solid to follow. When I said say these things, do not say all 5 in the same meeting, one after the other. You got to pick and choose which one works well where. Anyways, once people start looking to you for calm consistency, you won't have to convince anyone that you're the leader. They already know. And when you're ready to go deeper into CEO language, deeper into leadership, I want you to grab your copy of the Manager's Playbook. It's the complete system that helps you stop winging it and start leading with clarity. It gives you word-for-word scripts for hard conversations. It gives you delegation frameworks that actually work. It gives you a weekly system that builds trust and momentum. It's not a list of random tips. It's a roadmap for leading with confidence and calm. So grab your copy of the playbook. Keep building the kind of leadership that people actually follow. It's kind of a cool vibe. Okay, get your coffee. See you in the next video. Ciao.